Hello and welcome. I am your teacher from Free English Practice. I am here because we all encounter the same wall when learning English. I understand, but I can't speak. I can imagine you saying this sentence because it is one of the most natural and common stages of the language learning journey. Today, I prepared a 25-minute speaking practice session specifically for you, my valued students, who are experiencing exactly this feeling. All I ask of you during this time is to relax and turn off that critical voice constantly running in the background of your mind. This is a safe space. There are no mistakes here, only experience and progress. Our goal is not to construct perfect sentences, but to train your mouth and mind to produce English sounds and put words together. I will say each sentence slowly and clearly. You will simply follow along and repeat. When you are ready, let's embark on this enjoyable and transformative journey together. Section 2. Prepare your mind and body. Before you start practicing speaking, please take a few deep breaths. Speaking English is not just a mental activity, it is also a physical process. Your mouth, tongue, and lips will move in unfamiliar ways. Think of it like learning to play a new instrument. At first, your fingers may struggle to find the right position, but with practice, everything becomes natural. The same applies to English. Today's repetitions will help you build this physical memory. It's perfectly normal to feel awkward or strange. You might even laugh. That's a great sign. Relaxation is the key to learning. Remember, no one is listening to you, and you won't be judged here. This is your own personal training ground. Now, get ready to practice our first sentences, starting from the very basics. Just focus on my voice and repeat everything I say exactly as I say it. Section 3. Core Belief and Motivation Statements. Learning English begins in our minds. What we tell ourselves has a huge impact on our progress. That's why we'll start our practice with statements that will program our minds in a positive and powerful way. As you repeat these statements, don't just say the words. Feel their meaning inside you. Each phrase will send a powerful message to your brain and soul. Our first phrases are designed to strengthen your belief and attitude on your English journey. Say them proudly and with conviction. Here we go. Please repeat each phrase clearly with me. Our first sentence: I am capable of learning English. Next sentence: my brain is ready to absorb new words. Let's continue. Every day my English gets better and better. Now let's say this: I am proud of myself for trying. And finally, for this section, I enjoy the process of learning. You've made a great start. These positive affirmations will form a solid foundation for our practice. Section 4. Daily Routine and Present Tense Practice. Now, let's move on to one of the most commonly used language structures, the present tense and our daily routines. These sentences are practical expressions you can use directly to describe your daily life. As you repeat them, think about your own mornings or evenings. This way, language ceases to be just a lesson and becomes a part of your real life. Making this connection makes learning much more lasting and meaningful. In this section, we will focus on ordinary but important moments from waking up to going to sleep. Each sentence is a tool to help you describe an aspect of your daily life. Please continue to follow along and clearly repeat each sentence. First sentence: I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. Next, I drink a glass of water as soon as I get up. Now we continue. I eat a healthy breakfast to start my day well. Next sentence: I go to work at 8:30. And let's add this: I check my emails when I arrive. Excellent. These basic routine sentences will form a strong framework for your English speaking. Chapter 5. Journey into the Past. Past tense practice. Our lives are not just about the present moment. Being able to talk about the past is a critical skill that enriches conversation and builds connections. Now we will focus our practice on the past tense. The past tense is one of the most frequently used tenses in English and allows you to talk about everything from yesterday's activities to childhood memories. In this section, we will practice the past forms of regular and irregular verbs. Some verbs will be conjugated with the ed suffix, while others will take on a completely different form. Don't worry, this is a natural process. Now, let's repeat some common sentences about the past together. Please continue to follow along. First sentence, yesterday, I finished all my work. Next sentence, last night, I watched an interesting movie. Now let's continue. I talked to my friend on the phone for an hour. Next sentence, I cooked a new recipe for dinner. And finally, I felt happy and relaxed in the evening. You've now practiced the past tense. This is your first step toward being able to tell stories. Chapter 6. Shaping the Future. Future tense and plans. Just as we talked about the past, imagining and planning for the future is also an important part of communication. Now it's time to practice future tense structures. In English, we will use the will structure to talk about the future. This is a simple and versatile structure used for decisions, predictions, or future actions. As you repeat these sentences, think about your own plans and hopes for the coming days, weeks, and even months. Maybe you plan to start a new hobby or want to take a trip. This practice will give you confidence in expressing those plans in English. Let's get started. Please repeat each sentence. First sentence, tomorrow I will practice English again. Next, this weekend I will visit my family. Now let's continue. Next week, I will start a new project. Next sentence, I will cook a special meal on Saturday. And let's add, I will call my best friend later. That's all for practicing for the future, which will help you share your goals. Section 7. Expressing feelings and preferences. Language is not just about describing actions. It is also about expressing who we are, how we feel, and what we like. In this section, we will focus on the basic verbs and adjectives necessary to communicate your feelings and personal preferences. Verbs such as like, love, enjoy, and prefer allow you to share your personality and tastes. Using them takes your conversations beyond the ordinary and makes them personal and interesting. As you repeat these sentences, think about things in your own life. What music do you like? What foods do you enjoy? Making this connection makes learning personal and fun. Please repeat with me. First sentence, I really enjoy listening to music. Next, I love walking in nature. Let's continue. I like drinking coffee in the morning. Next sentence, I prefer quiet evenings at home. And finally, I feel grateful for my life. Expressing your feelings and preferences is one of the most enjoyable aspects of living English. Chapter 8. Improving your questioning skills. A real dialogue involves not only giving answers, but also asking questions. Asking questions is the best way to start and maintain a conversation and get to know the other person better. In this chapter, we will practice the most common question patterns. We will focus on yes-no questions and information questions. Question intonation is a natural part of conversation, so try to raise your voice slightly at the end of the sentence. This practice will not only help you speak on your own, but also interact with others. Please repeat these questions clearly. First question: do you like learning English? Next question: what time do you usually wake up? Let's continue. How was your day today? Next question: where do you live? And finally, what are your hobbies? Practicing asking questions will take your English communication skills to the next level. Chapter 9: Sentences for Real-Life Scenarios. It's time to put all the structures we've learned together. In this chapter, we'll form slightly longer and more complex sentences for situations you might encounter in real life. These sentences contain practical expressions that can be used while shopping, at a cafe, or chatting with a friend. The goal here is to gain confidence in using different language structures together. As you repeat these sentences, imagine yourself in that scenario. This helps the language come alive in your mind. Please follow along carefully and repeat each sentence. First sentence: I went to the market yesterday and bought fresh fruit. Next, when I have free time, I enjoy reading a good book. Let's continue. Last weekend was very relaxing because I didn't have any work. Next sentence: I will meet my friends for coffee next week and we will talk for hours. And finally, I feel excited about my English progress and I want to continue learning. These combined sentences are an important milestone on the road to fluency. Chapter 10: Completing the Journey and Looking Ahead. And so, we have reached the end of today's 25 minutes of intensive practice. Please sit back and take a deep breath. You have just accomplished something incredible. You have introduced your mind and body to dozens of new sentences and language structures. This is an achievement worth celebrating. Remember, every repetition we did here today strengthened the neural connections in your brain a little more. Fluency is not a magic trick that happens overnight. It is a structure built with small, consistent steps like these. My request is that you carry this effort into your daily life. Talk to yourself in English, revisit this video, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Progress is not always linear. Sometimes it is slow, sometimes fast. The important thing is to keep going. In my role at Free English Practice, I will continue to be your biggest supporter on this journey. I sincerely thank you for taking the time and making this investment in yourself. In the next lesson, we will build on this foundation by adding new words and new topics. Take care, keep practicing, and see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.